Hey, I'm MisterBo and welcome. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the state of the online multiplayer in Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. Because in my opinion, it seems to have been neglected at this point, with us not having really any updates for the online multiplayer outside of weapon balances and engine swap being added into the game. So we'll talk about how they could improve the online multiplayer for CTR, and we'll talk about what other kart racers like Mario Kart is doing better. So if you do enjoy this video, then click the like button. If you're new around here, subscribe for more content and tap that bell icon so you're updated when all my future videos go live. Now before we do get into this, I will say I love Nitro-Fueled. I think it's an amazing game. I think it improves heavily on the original game in certain aspects. I've been playing it since launch pretty much non-stop. The reason I'm making this video is to hopefully see this game improve and make sure the player base doesn't drop off if it hasn't already started to. We saw a huge growth in the player base with the Winter Festival, with the game hitting 1.5 million players, and with there not really anything else to do other than single races, that player base may start to dwindle, and I'd like to be able to hop on this game in a year's time and still have a booming multiplayer community that I can just hop into and play races with. So let's get into it. Now it's no secret, multiplayer has really not received any updates since launch. We've had weapon balances and tweaks, we saw warp orbs and clocks get reduced down, we saw the speed of the warp orb get increased so it can catch up to people with blue flames. We've also seen a load of tracks get their exploits fixed, which were causing a ton of problems in online races, with people completing all 3 laps before someone else had maybe even completed their first lap. And of course the biggest update we saw was the addition of engine swap, allowing you to play as any character with any class type, and then obviously the introduction of the drift type. However, when it comes to actual game modes, there has been nothing new. Of course, we got the brand new Ring Rally game mode in single player, but we haven't yet got anything in multiplayer. It's also not really a secret that no one plays battle mode in this game. Yes, we have a ton of game modes in battle mode, but if no one's playing it, well then no one's playing those game modes either. We need some additional game modes added into just online races. Now the easiest thing and most simple thing they could probably add in is online cups. It's something that the community has wanted from the very beginning. People also want custom cups, which they could add into private races, but for online matchmaking, giving us an option to search for single races or giving us an option to search for cups would be a really cool thing. You will load into a lobby, you get to vote on which cup you want to do, one gets picked, and then you race through that cup until eventually you reach the end, all the points are added up and you have a winner, and you see that on the podium. Now the only downside to this at the moment is you might start to see people leave, which is why I think instead of just going into a lobby and you pick whether you do a single race or a cup race, before you even go into the lobby, which lobby you want to load into, single race, cup race, and that means if someone wants to load into a cup race, they know they're loading into it, and hopefully you won't see as many people quit. Now even if something like that was implemented in and you still had people leaving lobbies, then you could add in some sort of penalty. Either you just don't earn Wumpa coins for the next hour or something like that, or you're just banned from matchmaking for the next 5 or 10 minutes, like a lot of other multiplayer games do. Obviously that starts to separate the online player base between 2 different lobbies, and I'm not entirely sure if the game would allow for that. We could also see a team mode get added into the game. 2 teams of 4 racing on a track. Depending on where you place in that race, from 1st to 8th you get points, which means you wouldn't even have to come in first for your whole team to be able to win the race. It would give people who maybe aren't that skilled at this game a chance to actually win races and earn the same amount of Wumpa coins as someone coming first in a normal race. Now if you take a look at a game like Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 8 of course has a ton of different game modes in battle mode, but it also has the ability to choose which items you want to use in a normal race, as well as choosing which speed. Now obviously Crash Team Racing doesn't have different CCs, but you could introduce something like you can only play as turn class in this race, you can only play as speed, you can only play as acceleration, you can only play as drift or balanced. Maybe give us a different lobby we can load into, so we have the single race lobby, we have the online cup race lobby, and then we have maybe the random lobby, and this lobby introduces things like no item races, as I mentioned, a strict class type race, maybe mirror mode races, maybe a race where you can only use one certain item, maybe like an only bowling bomb race, an only mask race, an only missile race, or something else along those lines, and other fun game modes like that. And then you vote on which one you want to race on, and there you go. Beatnox has done such a great job with the adventure mode, with local arcade, with all the tracks, with time trials and all that stuff, and just left to the side gathering dust is online multiplayer races. It's the thing that's going to make sure your player base stays around, and it's not received any updates for the player base to stick with the game. I did a video 6 months ago called Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, the state of online plus what needs addressing and changing, and it's one of my most viewed Crash Team Racing videos, sitting at 31,000 views. It had 723 likes, so that obviously proves that people wanted these changes and these additions added to online multiplayer way back then on July 12th, and here we are on February 5th and nothing's really changed. Again, yes, we've had balance updates and changes to weapons and things like that, but we've had no real new content in online multiplayer, and with Grand Prix coming out every month, it would be the perfect time to introduce something brand new with one of those Grand Prix. Of course, the next Grand Prix that we expect to be a space-themed or Gasmoxian-themed Grand Prix is coming out sometime mid-February. We don't know whether it's the last one or not, but hopefully if it's not the last Grand Prix, we see some sort of new implementation of a new game mode. We were seeing some sort of big update in each of the Grand Prix. Again, we had engine swap in the Spooky Grand Prix, we then had Ring Rally in the Neon Circus, and we expect we're getting dev time trials probably in the next Grand Prix or in the future. And in plenty of my videos, I've gone over cool ideas that I'd like to see implemented. Another big idea that I had, which I think could be a ton of fun, it would keep people playing, and it might even get those people who don't usually play multiplayer to try it out for a bit, and that is a ranked system. Have people play single races or have people play online cups, and after every race they get a certain amount of points towards their rank. Maybe you have certain levels like Sapphire 1, Sapphire 2, Sapphire 3, that maybe then goes into a Bronze 1, Bronze 2, Bronze 3, Silver 1, Silver 2, Silver 3, Gold 1, 2, 3, Platinum 1, 2, 3, and at each of those ranks you get a certain reward from that Grand Prix season, and then every Grand Prix season it resets. Obviously you have some sort of matchmaking implemented in, so you're only racing against people who are a similar rank, but that would keep your player base playing for the long term, and again it would bring people in because they'd want to try and get those rewards that you could only get through ranked. However, at this late point in the game's life cycle, it kind of feels like we're not going to be seeing any brand new additions like what I'm mentioning in this video. I feel like they would have come already, kind of like people wanting crossplay. I think we'd have already seen it added into the game if it was going to make it in at all. So there's not really much else we can do but just hope that in one of these future Grand Prix we get something new to spice up the online multiplayer, because again people are just going to stop playing. It'll be very interesting to see what the player base numbers are at the end of the Rustlands Grand Prix, specifically with online multiplayer compared to the Winter Festival, but just overall numbers. Again, we had 1.5 million people play the Winter Festival. That would have mainly been due to Christmas and people getting the game for Christmas, but it'll be interesting to see how many people stick with it. So there you have it. This was kind of a rambly video, but I feel like it was a video I need to make because, again, we need something new for the online races in this game. It's the weakest part of Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled in my opinion, and other kart races are just doing it a hell of a lot better. Obviously, this isn't just a one-way conversation. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you think I'm right and that the online multiplayer has been neglected and needs some sort of big update to make it worthwhile sticking around? Maybe you're someone who doesn't really even play multiplayer that much, but you'd like something new in the local arcade side of the game. Or maybe due to the lack of updates, you've already stopped playing the game. Do you agree with any of the game modes that I want to see added? Or maybe you have some of your own game modes that you want to see added into this as well. Again, just put them all down in the comments below and I'll try my best to reply to all of you. As I mentioned, the Rustland Grand Prix comes to an end on February 16th, and then a week after we will have the next Grand Prix. So as soon as we get any brand new information about that Grand Prix, you can expect me to cover it right here. If you aren't aware of what we might be getting in the next Grand Prix in terms of themes, skins and characters, then you can check out one of my previous videos where I went over the data mine for the next Grand Prix. There'll be a link in the top right hand corner now or in the description below. I've also done a ton of videos about maybe what characters to expect in Grand Prix after the next one and for how long we might be getting Grand Prix for. But there you have it, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to click the like button to show your support. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe for more gaming content and coverage. And if you do, also tap that bell icon so you're notified when my future videos go live. You can also follow me over on Twitter at @IamMisterBo to stay updated with me and the channel. And if you'd like to, you can go ahead and join our Discord server. We're just coming up on 300 members. We talk about Crash Bandicoot, we talk about Pokemon, we talk about Smash Bros, and a ton of other games. A link to that is in the description below. Come on over, say hi, and start talking with us. But apart from all that, thank you very much for watching and for hanging out, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.